I'm Deborah Sengupta-Stith with the Austin American Statesman and Austin 360, and I am here with Australian rock band The Preatures, and they just had a fabulous set at ACL Fest. We're very excited to be talking to you guys. At first, I kind of wanted to talk about something you said at the end of your set. You said that people tell you shouldn't use your sexuality to sell your music. Is that something people really say?
I think it's probably a comment directed at girls in general. Yeah. I don't know.
Because I feel like your sexuality, I mean, it adds so much power to what you're doing, and
yeah. Well, it's more of a general thing. Like, no one would ever say to a man performing, look at him using his sexuality to sell, or to promote his music. Like, no one said that to Iggy Pop when he performed with his shirt off. Right. So, yeah, I just think sexuality is just part of my performance. It just is.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
It is rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys develop your sound? What were some of your influences?
We started off listening to a lot of country music, actually.
Really?
A lot of like Americana and like the band and the Stones.
Even though they're English bands.
Even though they're still sort of embodied that ethos
like
about songwriting.
Exile on Main Street is probably where that crossed over.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really like Graham Parsons, and I like Ryan Adams, and I don't know, a lot of that
we
sort of stuff.
We kind of moved, and we listen to a lot of Talking Heads now, Prince, and Jack listens to a lot of Fury and Magic, and Nigel Godrey's production stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's lots of I think the things that we learned from listening to songwriters like, I guess, the Everly Brothers, or maybe like the stuff that who wrote for Tammy Wynette, her husband, or something like that. All those songs that were written for her that you really love.
I don't actually know who wrote those songs.
And Emmylou Harris and Bob Dylan and that sort of, I guess, the sort of famous cream.
It's like classic songwriting.
Yeah, the songwriting.
T-Bone Burnett.
Yeah.
And then taking what we sort of, I guess, realised they were really doing was quite simple, and then recognising how difficult that was.
Right.
To be so simple. But that took its time. I think everything else has really just come into the picture very quickly, very recently.
So how did you guys hook up with Jim Eno?
Well, I met him.
this one.
I met him in Australia because he was coming home from a holiday, and so he was in New Zealand, and he came to Sydney because he was flying back to Austin, and he had a couple of hours on a day off, and so we caught up, and we were just talking about things. And
how did you know him?
Well, Tom and I, the bass player, who's not here because he's having lunch, we would have talked about this until cows come home, but we really loved Spoon's records from when we were in high school, and they were always we were always in awe of them, kind of like how they could sort of straddle the art and the power of being a rock and roll band without anything unnecessary. And we loved the sound, and Tom suggested really early on that we should work with Jim when we were making our album, and then I sort of took it in one ear and it went out the other because I was looking at other things that I thought would work well for us. But in the end, Jim, I met up with Jim, and he was free, and I really liked him because he just seemed really positive. And so we were really keen to work with somebody because we knew it was going to be a co-production. It was really key that we worked with somebody who was really positive and could enable that sort of the levity that we needed.
And do you think he added some of that to your music?
Yeah, he was really good at helping us be in the space that we found ourselves in, or that we were trying to be in.
And it was great because, he was working on, him and Spoon were just finishing up their 8th record, and we were doing our first record. And so he was like, album art, like,
don't sweat it, guys.
like, it's just the first record.
Yeah.
Right.
You just got to get over it.
Right.
And through it, and then just keep writing good stuff. Whereas for us, it was like, oh my God, it's the first record.
Yeah, we were sweating it. And he was just so good, because so much of what we were trying to achieve was our vision. And oftentimes with producers that can be quite a bone of contention, but Jim was just so, he was just so good to work with because he was so happy to see us moving forward on our own steam. And
he knows what it's like being in a band.
Yeah.
So he was coming at it from that.
Which is really great, we
Point
needed that understanding.
Right. So you guys spent a month hanging out in Austin, you said?
Yeah.
So what did you guys like to do while you were in town?
We rented bikes.
Went to bikes, went to a lot of bars.
We ate a lot of barbecue.
We had a lot of barbecue.
What's your favorite barbecue?
Rubies.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't make it out to Salt Lake, but...
We didn't go to like any of the really big famous places because we just didn't have time. But we just went to Rubies and ordered Rubies into the studio a lot.
We went to Eastside Pies, that was pretty good.
What was that? P. Terry's?
P. Terry's, yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. All of this amazing food to us is a huge novelty, whereas to you guys, are like, you ate P. Terry's, what a bunch of losers.
It's kind of interesting because we were here for South by and we saw Austin as capacity, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
See what it could take, and then within about a week after that, everyone had filled it out.
Right.
So it just became this sort of city that we were sort of used to,
being
from Sydney. So we adapted really well to the environment and to the weather and everything like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you guys are going on the road now. What are you excited about? What's coming up next for you? Just the tour?
Well, we're playing club shows.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I love playing in clubs. I love it when the audience is right up in my face, you know?
And it's hot like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, it's great for us because we enjoy playing like that. We like, you know, sweaty shows.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The album's out as well.
The sweatier the
it's
better.
Nice to be able to play it and know that people
Know some of the songs.
know some of the songs. And
I hadn't thought about that,
you know,
actually.
I saw some of the people already like
Singing
along in the front, which was great.
That's cool.
It's new songs that have only been out a few days here.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's really nice to see.
Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And have a great time. Enjoy the rest of your stay in Austin.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you.
Thanks.